Imagine waking before sunrise on the frontier with freezing air inside your cabin and no fire. Without matches, lighters, or modern tools. Starting a fire was not simple convenience. It was the difference between warmth and cold, cooked food and hunger, safety and danger. For pioneer families and mountain men, firemaking was one of the most important survival skills on the frontier. Welcome to Frontier History Archive, where we explore frontier history and the real stories of survival, exploration, and life at the edge of civilization. During the early 19th century, settlers moving west could not depend on modern supplies. Matches were rare and unreliable, and many frontier travelers assumed they might lose fire completely during storms or long journeys. Because of this, pioneers learned multiple ways to create fire from scratch. The most common method used flint and steel. A small piece of hardened steel struck against sharp flint produced sparks capable of igniting dry tinder. This process required patience and precision. Sparks lasted only a moment, meaning preparation mattered more than speed. Tinder became the true secret of frontier firemaking. Experienced pioneers collected materials that caught sparks easily. Dry grass, shredded bark, and fungus from certain trees were carefully stored in waterproof pouches. Without good tinder, even strong sparks failed. Keeping tinder dry was critical. Rain or snow could make fire nearly impossible. Travelers protected tinder inside leather containers or wrapped it in cloth, carried close to the body for warmth and dryness. Fire building followed a careful structure. Small twigs formed a loose nest around glowing tinder, allowing oxygen to feed growing flames. Larger sticks were added slowly. Rushing this process often smothered the fire entirely. Frontier cabins depended on fire from morning until night. Cooking, heating, tool repair, and light all relied on a steady flame. Many families kept embers alive overnight beneath ashes, so morning fires could restart quickly without repeating the entire process. Mountain men developed additional techniques. When flint was unavailable, friction fire methods such as bow drills were sometimes used. These required intense effort. Spinning wood rapidly to create heat through friction until embers formed. This method demanded skill and endurance. Selecting correct wood types made the difference between success and failure. Soft wood bases, combined with harder spindles, created enough friction to produce heat. Weather constantly challenged firemaking. Wind could scatter sparks, while damp air slowed ignition. Experienced frontiersmen built fires behind rocks or logs to block wind and protect fragile flames. Fire also served as protection. Light and smoke discouraged animals from approaching camps, while warmth prevented dangerous exposure during cold nights. A working fire meant security in uncertain environments. Children learned fire skills early. Teaching younger family members ensured survival knowledge passed between generations. On the frontier, firemaking was considered basic education rather than specialized skill. Yet even experienced pioneers sometimes struggled. Heavy storms, soaked materials, or exhaustion could turn firemaking into a frustrating and urgent task, especially when temperatures dropped rapidly after sunset. And when fire failed, the frontier quickly reminded travelers how dependent survival truly was on a single flame. As frontier travelers quickly learned, starting a fire was only part of the challenge. Keeping it alive through harsh weather often required even greater skill. A single storm could extinguish flames and leave families struggling to restore warmth in freezing conditions. Protecting fire became a daily responsibility. Inside frontier cabins, fireplaces were carefully maintained so embers remained alive throughout the night. Before sleeping, pioneers covered burning coals with ash, slowing combustion while preserving heat. In the morning, these hidden embers could be revived with fresh tinder, saving valuable time and effort. Travelers on wagon trails used similar methods. Rather than starting new fires each day, emigrants often transported live coals between camps. Small metal containers or carefully wrapped bundles of embers allowed groups to relight fires quickly after stopping for the evening. Storms created the greatest danger. Rain soaked wood and wind scattered sparks, making ignition extremely difficult. Experienced pioneers gathered firewood long before storms arrived, storing dry branches beneath wagon covers or inside shelters to ensure fuel remained usable. Choosing the right fire location also mattered. Fires were built beside rocks, hillsides, or fallen logs that blocked strong winds. Snow could even be packed around fire pits to create insulation and reflect heat back toward the flame. Emergency situations demanded creativity. If all materials were wet, pioneers shaved the inner layers of larger logs where wood remained dry. These thin curls ignited more easily than damp outer bark, allowing flames to grow even during poor weather. Some travelers carried charcloth, partially burned fabric that caught sparks quickly. This material dramatically improved success when using flint and steel. Because it was lightweight and reliable, many frontiersmen treated charcloth as essential survival equipment. Fire also structured daily frontier routines. Morning began with rekindling flames for cooking breakfast and warming cabins. Throughout the day, fires, heated water, repaired tools, and prepared meals. At night, firelight replaced modern lighting, allowing families to continue work after sunset. Winter amplified dependence on fire. Temperatures could fall far below freezing, especially across plains and mountain regions. Maintaining warmth required constant fuel gathering, sometimes forcing settlers to travel long distances simply to collect firewood. Children and adults alike participated in this work. Gathering sticks and preparing fuel became shared responsibilities that strengthened cooperation within families and communities. Fire shaped social life as well. Evenings often centered around fireplaces where stories were shared and plans discussed. These moments helped maintain morale during long winters when isolation weighed heavily on frontier families. For mountain men traveling alone, fire represented companionship as much as survival. The glow of a campfire provided reassurance in vast wilderness landscapes where darkness and silence dominated the night. Over time, improved matches and tools made fire starting easier, but early pioneers relied entirely on skill and preparation. Their knowledge demonstrated how survival on the frontier depended not on advanced technology, but on understanding simple, natural processes. The ability to create and maintain fire allowed settlements to grow, journeys to continue, and communities to endure environments that otherwise would have been impossible to inhabit. In many ways, the history of frontier survival can be traced back to a single spark, carefully protected, patiently nurtured, and essential to everyday life. Thank you for watching Frontier History Archive, where we explore frontier history and the real stories of survival, exploration, and life at the edge of civilization. Until next time, goodbye from Frontier History Archive.